Momo fell today during class, so let me tell you about it. This class started off super strong. Like, we are doing awesome work here with the jumping, with the running, with the speed. That did something super hard here, so he comes out. He goes through this jump, and then he has to like wrap around the jump and then cut through it, and then he does it again. So he wraps around and cuts through the jump. That was a really, really hard move for us. Here is a close-up of it again. You can see how quickly we both have to move to make that successful. After that, we had to do the dog walk, and he fell. He's never fallen this high up before, so he was pretty shaken, but he bounced back super quickly and was perfectly fine. He was definitely visibly stressed, but it was good that he shook it off before we tried again. Momo's pretty good at being brave and trying things that scare him, so when he jumps off and he says that he's feeling a little nervous, I respect that, and we work with him on it. By the way his tail is wagging, you can definitely tell he's conflicted, and the way he's drooling, you definitely know he wants the chicken. He doesn't know if he feels comfortable enough to keep moving forward, but he definitely does want to. At this point, we could tell he was visibly uncomfortable, so my trainer decided to just pick him up and put him on the ground, and we just continued forward. Okay, so then we decided to do the rest of the course. This was actually a really, really easy course. It was pretty straightforward. I actually memorized it before we started, which I feel like was a good thing for me because I really struggled that last week. But here we have a series of jumps. Some of them were pretty complicated. You can tell they're at different angles. And honestly, they were a bit complex handling wise, but Momo just naturally takes them. And we did the A-frame again. He did need a reintroduction, but he did it very well. For our second round, we went back to the dog walk because I saw that his wrist was limping a little bit. But look at that tail wag. He is really, really thinking about whether or not he can take those next steps. A big issue was that he hasn't seen this in a while, but also he was putting his toes on the edge of the dog walk for some reason. So right here, for example, you could see his toe is hanging off. We were waiting for him to adjust it himself, but I already had the chicken out, so I knew he was going to stay perfectly still just so he could get that chicken. Now, the reason Momo was struggling so much was because the dog walk was right next to this giant red pillar here, and spatially, it provides a lot of pressure on the dog. Now, what I mean by that is that like the dog might want like a certain radius of space. And because the pillar might be in that radius of space, he kind of wants to put more distance between him and that pillar. Because of that, his center of gravity on this dog walk is different than before. And he leans more towards one side than the other, and that's why he fell off. So here he's learning how to walk on this walk with that pressure on him. This is something that I never knew until I started agility, but it really does affect how your dog feels about their environment, other people, other animals in their space, etc. But once he got over that hump, you can see that he was confidently able to come down, and we'll just continue working on this. We do have a few weeks off, so we'll take that time recovering.